Hi there everybody, how are we doing? Welcome back to my channel, Boomy Reactions. I am Boomy, welcome back my lovelies. So today everybody, I would like to share with you another video from Eva Zu Beck. So this feisty, adventurous woman, we're watching her escapades throughout the US. I believe she's traveled to other places across the globe as well, but for now we're watching her mini adventures within the USA. So on the last video, I caught her on her first ever rodeo, and it was quite the adventure. Oh, so I love watching these videos. I really enjoyed watching her experience, chatting away to the cowboys and vlogging the whole, getting involved in the rodeo. So it was very exciting. And at the end of that video, the question that was on my mind, and I believe she was asking some of the other cowboys as well, is, do you think I would be able to make a cowgirl? Could I do it? I have no experience, but do you think I could do it? And unanimously, all of their responses were absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes, come on, give it a go. So the question I was left with, guys, was, well, did she do it? Did she manage to become a cowgirl? So here we are. This is, I suppose, a little bit of a sequel. So we get to see Eva trying to be a cowgirl with zero experience. So let's crack on with this video. I'm very excited to see how she gets on. And as ever, guys, if you're enjoying these reactions, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.
These are real cowboys. I am not a cowgirl, but I've always dreamt of being one, and these guys have offered to teach me.
Who are you?
See, I grew up in Europe, and as a little kid, I used to be obsessed with horses and eventually started horse riding lessons. But as it often does, life got in the way, and I stopped spending time with animals.
So here we go straight away. Eva has a little bit of experience because at least she can ride a horse. Now, if I was to come over to the US and attempt to become a cowgirl, I would literally be starting from absolute zero scratch. I have been on a horse before. I think it was part of like a little away from home school trip type thing where we stayed somewhere in Wales and we got to go on horse riding tracks. Yeah, so that was really fun. But I was all of 11 years old at the time and I haven't been on a horse since. So Eva has some experience though. She can ride a horse. A few of you have told me, I remember in my last video, I was like, ooh, I can't pinpoint her accent. It's quite a mild accent, but a few of you have let me know that Eva is from Poland. So thank you very much for letting me know.
But the dream remains. So now that I'm in the United States, I want to give it a shot. Can someone here teach me how to become a cowgirl? And here's the really big question. In a world where seemingly everybody wants to be a cowboy,
Every millionaire I know wants to be a cowboy.
Well, the life is so
what does
exciting.
it really take to become one? When I started filming this video, I thought this would be easy, and I promised myself to get a real cowgirl hat as a prize for, becoming a cowgirl.
One day, when I become a real cowgirl.
But what I didn't realize at the time was that this whole idea of trying to become a cowgirl as a European would be much more complicated and difficult than
I love the fact that she set herself a prize goal at the end so she can have the hat as long as she becomes the cowgirl. That's how you do it. Very good thinking there, Eva. I would love one of those hats. Oh my gosh, you see my hat here? I don't know if it's like the same thing, but it's really cool. But yes, the Jolly Boys got a hat, didn't they, when they were at their first rodeo? So I think it's a bit of a given. If you come over to the US, state by state, you've got to indulge yourself in one of these wonderful hats. Obviously, if you go to like one of the states up north, maybe not so fitting, but if you're enjoying your first rodeo, if you're in one of these states that participate in these rodeos, you absolutely have to come away with a proper hat, I think. It's a given, isn't it, guys? So I definitely would not have thought that this would be an easy thing to do. Obviously, the cowboys must make it look so easy because they're so skilled and it's a second nature to them. But I would have assumed this was a very hard lifestyle to adopt. And you're learning skills which, if you haven't grown up, being around, like the lassoing, and if you haven't grown up around that and seeing it as a typical then I think it would be very, very hard to learn. So yes, I don't think this would be easy at all.
I had expected.
Just want to keep pushing him down this road.
A lot of pressure, guys. A lot of pressure.
So I went to get a
from the
lesson
horses?
from a real teacher of cowboys.
Hi.
Morning.
How's it going?
Yes, saddle sores,
This
that's
is
it,
Cal
isn't it?
Middleton. Cal has a pretty unusual job. He travels the country far and wide, teaching cowboys how to cowboy.
This one here is Macy.
Oh, that's so wicked.
I think we're going to catch her in a minute. That's who you're going to ride today, Macy.
More specifically, he shows people how to communicate and work with horses.
The biggest mistake most people make is they're trying to be too nice and cuddly with them and petting them too much, and next thing you know, the horse is standing over top of them, which is real dangerous for people.
He may sound like a real toughie, but his philosophy is actually all about responsible horsemanship. First item on the agenda: catch my horse. Give her a brush.
Not a kitchen table you're trying to, clean off. They have feelings.
And clean out her hooves. Oh, and dress her up for the day.
Perfect. Aha! Better, right?
It was
For
heavy,
the bell of the
okay?
ball.
There you go.
So I just got these cowboy boots and I am loving them. I think they're so cute. What do you think, buddy? I think she approves, secretly.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Oh my God. Yes, this is exactly why I'm here.
Now you're feeling.
Forget Prada. This is the coolest thing I've ever worn in my entire life.
Cal was about to teach me the basic skills of the cowgirl, and we started with basic riding.
I don't think many people can pull them off, but oh my gosh, Eva, they look amazing on you. They look great, don't they? I'm in love with those boots.
Which went okay.
Very good. So remember, there's basically 3 skills. What were they? Let's see if we can remember them all.
Riding,
Riding,
herding,
herding the cattle,
roping.
and roping.
This is a pretty
Hey!
technical skill, so we started off by practicing with a dummy.
You guys are
I bet
about to
the
meet a
roping
very
is
famous
so hard to learn.
being here. This is Carpet.
This dummy calf looked like it was about 2 centuries old, but it has served as a teaching aid for many, many cowboys all across the country.
Dummy car.
Reach back. Hey, that was pretty good though. So now,
So
the next thing you got to remember is just how to follow through. Ah! No, easy, easy. Good. Nice job, girl. Reach back a little more. Reach forward more. Reach back more. Reach forward more. Now just real smooth. Let go of it and open up your hand.
Like I'm shaking someone's hand, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I love that. Yes,
Hey, look at that, huh? Easy now. Good job.
ma'am. Well
So at the end of
done.
our day together, I had a big question for Cal. Did he think that anyone, just anyone, could become a cowboy?
I think if you're going to be good at it, you've got to have a lot of try. Anybody can do that job for a while and just say, oh, I cowboyed here or there. But to be a really good cowboy, you've got to have a lot of try. For where you're at today,
Yeah.
and for the level that you had, and for the information you have, and the amount you tried, and the amount you learned, you got an A.
Oh my God. Okay, well, I still don't feel like I can get like a cowgirl hat just yet.
Learning the
good
theory
way
in a
there,
controlled
though, I think,
setting
Eva.
is one thing, but I wanted to test my skills on a real ranch. So I drove to the Little Belt Cattle Company in Montana, where I would get to take part in a real cattle drive on a real working ranch.
So
I
I'm
just had a
Greg
big
Putnam. I'm
breakfast.
the co-founder and president of Little Belt Cattle Company, and we raise 100% Montana beef from start to finish.
Greg is a veteran of the Navy SEALs. After a decade serving in the military, he and his business partner decided to go into ranching, and that's how they founded the Little Belt Cattle Company.
Have just been building and growing with the goal of building this kind of closed local supply chain of Montana beef, and sustainable and local is our goals in putting high quality, nutrient dense food back into our community.
Absolutely. That's
Greg
amazing.
got me on horseback immediately to test my riding skills before we did anything else. He had me trotting and cantering and going around obstacles. I think I may have passed this test. Phew.
There you go, perfect.
I can definitely see why people love the idea of becoming a cowgirl or a
Yes.
cowboy, right? Because you're like on the back of a horse, you're out in the country.
It's quite a romanticized lifestyle, isn't it, really? Maybe because we've seen it so frequently on, like, in films and on TV series. like Yellowstone. But the idea of the lifestyle, it's very appealing. It's so unique, isn't it? But I imagine the reality is that it is very, very hard. So yes, oh my God, Eva's doing amazing. Oh, she's had to say goodbye to the beautiful Macy horse though. Oh, what a stunning horse she was. Oh, okay. So yeah, I know I asked earlier, but are saddle sores a very harsh reality of this life? Like, obviously I've never had a saddle sore, so I can't even imagine what they're like, but is that a problem? Like, what do you do? Like, do you just put a bit of Sudocrem on and then you're okay? Or how is it a massive issue? Do you get calluses? Like, do your thighs just become like really hardened to it? I don't know why that's a source of interest for me. Just wondering.
I was curious about Greg's own journey, going from Navy SEAL to cowboy. What was the learning curve like?
Definitely a big learning curve, and when you have that many live things in your care, it's a huge commitment, and it really has to take precedent. So the commitment that you're making to doing this has to be 100%.
Today is the real test. I finally get to take part in a cattle drive and see if I have learned anything. This is going to be a taste of what a day in a cowboy's life actually looks like. Observation number 1, even in summer it starts way before sunrise. Woke up at 5 a.m. this morning and we're just about to set off to go and get our cattle today. Oh, it is chilly. Today
There's no cookie. Where are all of our Kent Rawlinses to prepare a lovely breakfast and some cowboy coffee? Oh gosh, that is so early, isn't it, for these guys to start? So I know the gentleman earlier, he said you have to have 100% commitment. I wonder how many people begin this endeavor of this romanticized lifestyle. You know, you have dreams of living this ranching lifestyle. How many fail? That I'd be quite interested in knowing the reality, you know, those kind of statistics, because I imagine a lot of people don't realize the amount of work and how hard this lifestyle is, and they get into it, like I say, you know, from observing this very romanticized idea of this lifestyle. And then I wonder how many people just can't hack it, you know, or is it that most people get into this and they understand that you need so much commitment and you need to be prepared for so much hard work. I'd be interested in knowing those kind of stats around that.
Today, Greg and his team are moving cattle from one pasture to another. It's a big and important day in the life of the ranch. And the ranch itself is massive, over 20,000 acres of Montana countryside. Before we can jump on horseback, first we need to drive to where the cows are currently staying. That's where we're going to meet the rest of Greg's team.
I suppose the introduction of like vehicles, like these big trucks, is made.
What is the point of a cattle drive? What is a cattle drive?
So a cattle drive or trailing cattle would be moving cattle from one pasture to another, or, you know, like we'll start kind of at our headquarters and then drive those cattle out here. And then generally for us, we're moving those cattle, you know, from one pasture to the next, and there's a strategic plan. There's only really 2 ways to do it. You either have to put them in trucks and trailers, or, you know, drive them like this. You know, this kind of country like you're gonna see, it'd be really challenging to load this many cattle up into trucks just to haul them, you know, so driving cattle like we're doing horseback is the most effective way to move them.
I gotta say, filming on horseback is not the easiest thing in the world. Because as you can probably tell from the camera, it is bouncy.
Try to keep a steady hand.
So those cows that you guys see just over the fence, they actually belong to Greg's ranch. So I guess we'll need to figure out a way to get in there and try and get them back across the fence to our side. Is that right?
It is.
So right now we are trotting up the hill to kind of try and approach the cows at an angle so they don't freak out and
bolt
run away from us.
in a direction you
So we're
don't
trying
want
to
them
be
to go
gentle, subtle, stealthy.
Stealthy cowgirl.
Yeah. Okay, so Greg has just trusted me to move this cow along. So I'll do my best to just gently nudge her in the right direction, which is up there towards the other cows.
Is this, so you don't want any stragglers even, you don't want any odd cows that are kind of separated a little bit from the herd. You don't want them bolting and going off because you're going to lose cattle. I don't really know the nature of cows. So I was a bit surprised to see how skittish that cow actually was as they were approached earlier. Is the sight of someone on a horse quite intimidating for cows? I don't know. I think I just have this image of cows being very sturdy things that are quite stubborn and just don't move. But okay, so they are, you know, that there's a danger that you're going to spook them by coming up on at the wrong angle. And you know, I imagine with them being kind of a herd mentality as well, one bolts, do the others follow? Is that the danger there? Maybe. Like I say, I don't know the mentality of cattle. Good job there. Cow's just moving.
First cow I've ever moved.
Yeah.
All right, my responsibilities have increased to 3 cows. I mean, with you know, this type of work, you got to be really careful because you're really caring for actual live animals, and you just want to make sure that, you know, they're safe, that they are feeling good, and that you're also getting them to go where you want them to go. Oh, nice.
It's all going to plan, I think.
Ah, well, they're just about to go through that gate, so I guess our mission has been a success. You know, like in a way it sounds really simple, you know, get some cows through a gate, but in reality it takes time and it takes effort, and you have to, you know, go in there, move in a certain way to get them to want to go through the gate. It's not quite as simple as, you know, here they are, they're going.
I imagine there's certain factors that are a little bit harder to control as well. Like if your horse speeds up, or if your horse gets a little bit, you know, I don't know, like irate or scared by something on the ground, they're going to react in a way that's going to have like a little bit of a butterfly effect, and then it's going to affect the cattle, and then they're going to get spooked or freaked out. And like I say, I'm pretty sure, like if one of these cows are frightened, it makes the others act in a very, very similar way. Herd mentality. Again, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I know nothing about this lifestyle, but there's a lot more to it. Obviously, when you see this happening, you literally just see these guys here trailing behind the cows, and when it's all going to plan, it looks very smooth, very effortless. But the reality is that there's a lot of things that I think could go wrong, and you've got to keep quite a calm, cool mind kind of thing, but be aware of everything that could happen. And I don't know, maybe you've got to be in control. You have to, don't you? So yeah, I don't think it's as easy as it looks. They just make it look easy because they're so good at it, I think.
So right now, like, they're just walking through there. So that wasn't a bad experience for them. Then the next one, it gets easier and easier. So like the problems compound, or the, you know, the ease of movement compounds. And that all starts with like, basically like kind of the attitude and the speed that you're going. And that carries out throughout the entire day. It's not instant gratification like we all are so kind of used to getting anymore. And so I really love the fact that, you know, the good and bad decisions we make, you got to wait and see what it's not going to be like, you know, this instant gratification. Oh, I want to know how this is going to be, because, you know, with environmental stuff, with livestock, and really with anything with meaning, it's time.
Greg was about to give me the biggest responsibility I've had so far on my cowgirl experiment. Looking back, I really don't think my skills were up to scratch, but Greg, for whatever reason, seemed to trust me with this.
So Greg has just gone to kind of take a look in the other pasture, which leaves me with the honor of driving this herd in the right direction. A lot of pressure, guys, a lot of pressure. I just hope that this isn't too much responsibility all at once, because I really do not want to mess up this setup. My mission right now is to just keep them all together and moving. I have to avoid scattering them or frightening them off, or, you know, just doing anything that would get them moving in the opposite direction to where we want them to move.
Greg was still somewhere behind the mountain. The rest of his team were working on other herds across the ranch. So here it was just me and this group of 14 skittish ladies.
I mean, being out here, out in nature, on horseback, with other animals just feels so incredibly real, you know? It feels just real. And I love that, and I can definitely see how, you know, people would get this idea that this is the life, because it is an amazing life. But if the weather wasn't this good, if the sun wasn't shining, I feel like it would be a different story.
It'd be a bit hellish,
But
really.
right now, this is just such a dream. Now I just have to make sure that the cows don't go into the woods over there, and that they don't run into the fence over there. So straight ahead.
Having, I don't know why I just thought about this. Having stubborn cows in the herd, is that an issue for moving these cattle along at all? Is it a problem? Because I just noticed while the horse was moving around this herd here, one or two of them just looked like they were looking at the horse like, well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm happy here. I'm not moving. Is it a common problem? Like, what would you do if you just had a very, very stubborn cow?
And hopefully soon I'm going to be joining up with another herd and some other cowboys who are helping us out today, just on the other side of this little hill. There's Greg.
That's beautiful. Look at that scenery.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Hey.
Thank you.
Go Eva.
So proud of myself.
So everybody wants to be a cowboy or a cowgirl when it's warm and, you know, it's like today. But do you have what it takes to do it when it's -20 and it's blowing 50 miles per hour? And only the people that do can kind of answer that question. Like any job, there's like amazing days where you go like, oh, this is, you know, these are kind of the days that you do all that other stuff for. I think for the right people that want to do it for the right reasons, I think the right reasons are you truly care for the well-being of the livestock that is in your management, and you truly care for being a small part in kind of the greater system of putting, like, truly, you know, the best food on the plates of American citizens and making it easy for people to have access to that.
And bless the people that do that. Am I right, guys? It's quite a noble job, really, isn't it?
We've just joined up with another big group and 2 more cowboys. And now we have this huge herd that we're gonna try and manage and keep moving. And like, I can see how with, you know, 15 cows that I had before, that was relatively straightforward, but this is gonna be about 500 cows soon, which is 500. That's a lot of animals to manage.
When I got out of the military, it was, you know, it's just a hard transition. You go from doing, you know, a very like mission-driven, purpose-driven, task-based job to, you know, unfortunately today, like modern jobs, a lot of those, there's not a lot of, you know, mission and purpose and teamwork. And the military unit I was fortunate to come out of, I mean, it was all about helping your friends. It was all about how's your buddy doing, and your buddy's helping you. And one thing I love about ranching is that it is absolutely like a task-based job, not a time-based job. When 5 o'clock hits, we don't go home. Now, we might have a great day and get done early and go cook some steaks and drink a beer, or we could be out here all day. You're not done until the job is done.
It's like you said, purpose-driven. I did, you know, when we were first getting into the video, I was thinking, that's a bit of a change of career, isn't it? Going from the military into cattle ranching. And actually, as this gentleman is describing it to us, I can see the transition. I can see the appeal from being in the military to wanting to do this. I can see it. Similarities there, definitely.
Dixie, one of the heading dogs, was just swimming to get the cows out of the water.
Having a cool down as well. Oh, they're good dogs, aren't they, these ranch dogs? Getting faster now. So what's the urgency when they get them to move a bit faster? Is it because there's so many they don't want any wandering off? It's like it gets a bit more aggressive to keep them all together.
So how's it going so far?
Going good.
Yeah?
So this is the pasture they're going to. And then what we're going to do is take them down to where water is. So you always end them on water. And then that way you know they got everything they need to
Right.
succeed.
Nice. Do you think we got them all?
I think we got everything but 2 that we know of, right, boys? And then this gal.
Uh-huh. Stubborn little girl.
Oh, naughty.
So are you going to go back for those 2? Is it worth it?
So we'll go back through and back gather this tomorrow and just like really double check that we got everything.
Okay.
And so we'll catch those ones then.
This might be a really, really obvious, silly question, but when you have a herd of 500 cattle, how are you aware that you've lost 2? Because that's a lot of cattle to count. Like, how accurate is the counting? Do they count them as they go by, or is it a rough head count? How do they know they've lost 2 specifically? Because I don't think I would actually be that aware, because that's a lot of cattle to keep on top of. And the head count must take a long time, unless you're doing like a rough head count, and then in which case you probably would miss 2. Yeah. How do they get around that? That's probably a really, really weird takeaway from this. But yes, I do wonder.
And eventually, the job got done, as it always does. Greg's team gathered up all 500 cows, worked together, and moved them from one pasture to the next without hiccup. These boys and girls, their horses and their dogs, this is what they do every single day. This is the life they've chosen to live. And I just happened to catch them on a really, really good day.
Keep that UV radiation off your eyeballs.
Oh. A treat at the end
Just
now.
never have watermelon.
Really? She's like, it's so spicy.
Alright, bro.
Good.
Smile! Give her a smile!
I wanted to.
That is the funniest thing.
Is he just a little puppy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, this one's for me.
No.
Yeah.
Do you harbor any hopes that your children might kind of take over the business one day?
That's a great question. I do, yeah, no, totally. I have 3 daughters. Their ages are 10, 8, and 6. And they're not here today, but usually they're out here helping, and you know, they come and participate in ranch activities. And I do, you know, inside I really do hope that it resonates enough with one, all of them, to where they want to take over. But I know one thing for sure, that the hard work and the dedication and the care that they're learning for something kind of bigger than themselves will apply to whatever they do in the future. And I secretly hope that some, you know, that it will be in agriculture, just so I can keep doing it longer.
I quickly learned that all these rodeo skills that you see on the grand stage The barrel racing and the roping and all the showy tricks, they're actually rooted in real cowboy culture, but they are just a tiny, maybe even insignificant part of what it really means to be a working cowboy. Because from everything I've learned here, cowboying is about something very different from what I had expected. And although I didn't love the show Yellowstone, this part here is spot on.
A friend of mine in Jackson Hole was talking about their rodeo. Bozeman doesn't have one. Why not?
That's because nobody here cares about rodeos.
Oh, you're wrong, John. Every millionaire I know wants to be a cowboy.
And this is why I'm not getting myself a cowgirl hat. Because to be a real cowgirl, you don't just dress like one. It's not something you can achieve in a couple of days. To be a cowgirl, you dedicate your life to it. You get up early, you work hard, you show up day in, day out, rain or sunshine. It now seems to me that cowboying isn't just a job or even a lifestyle. It's a calling.
Hey, if you'd like for your name to appear in these credits, or if you'd like to get early access to all of my YouTube videos, or if you'd like to get access to my making of / behind the scenes videos for every single film that I publish on YouTube, you may want to subscribe to my Patreon community. There's loads of different perks. Patreon is where I usually post my early life and travel updates, where I make loads of exclusive content, and we get a chance to connect on live calls as well. It's a really, really great community, and yeah, if you'd like to see more of me, this is the link somewhere here on the screen. Anyway, see you in the next video.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that was fabulous. So, like she says, it's not just about a trend or a fad or a little temporary dream. This is a lifestyle. You commit yourself entirely to it. And it's a hard life. Do you know, I imagine the rewards are vast. And oh my gosh, can you imagine working every day with that background there, those beautiful scenes? But like they said, this is an example of a very straightforward day, a beautiful day with amazing weather. And these are the good days, but they're not always going to be good. There are going to be hard times. There are going to be very, very difficult days where things do not go to plan. I entirely understand that. And like I say, it must be so hard. I have no delusions in my mind whatsoever that this life is easy. It absolutely, no. This must be very, very challenging at times. But like I say, the rewards pay off, being part of that bigger, wider process. Oh, and just feeling so connected to nature in your profession. It sounds absolutely amazing. I can see why so many people are drawn to the lifestyle, absolutely. But I do think Eva should have got herself a hat. I understand it's very noble that she didn't, but I don't know, I feel like she really would have pulled off one of those hats. Oh, and she did want one. I think she should have got one. She put some hard work into that, didn't she? So yes, fabulous. I love these insights, getting to see inside these real cattle driving lifestyles. It's so interesting. It reminds me of the Camp Rawlins videos where we get to see that lifestyle through the eyes of Cookie, through the cook of the camp. Very, very interesting. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video with me. Take care of yourselves for now, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.